Hey guys, Wee Woo here, and as I promised last night, this video is going to talk about the Stalker mod I was using and how I'm just gonna put a link of it in the description below, and you're free to download it and mess around with it. Um, the reason being, in terms of for 506 stuff, I just don't see it viable for operations because, as we showed last night, when we have zero scripts and zero mutants, people are still going to randomly crash out because the mod is pretty unstable as is. Um, we will, however, see this once in a while for a TSB thing. And the difference is, if 8 people are playing an op, for a 506 Secret Squirrel and one or two of them crash out, that's a pretty large percentage of their force. Meanwhile, if I'm doing something with TSB and I take like 30 people and one or two of them crash out here or there, that's not as big as an issue percentage wise. You can still get the op done without any major hassles. So, I haven't abandoned Stalker completely, but I'll let you guys know. I reviewed my personal RPT files from some Stalker stuff where we had those nasty crashes in the second and third mission, and I did a testing on my server last week for some server RPT files, and I sent them over to a buddy of mine that can understand RPT files, and he told me this is either going to need 30 hours of rework, or to quote him, you're better off just remaking the entire mod. So that wasn't the best news to hear, but I am a firm believer of everything should be accessible by everyone. So if you want to take a crack at this mod set, by all means, go for it. I will say that there's some features in this mod that do not play nice with Ace. Uh, one of the examples is launcher animations. It hates launchers. It hates AT. So stick with rifles. And then the other obvious one, the mutants, can cause people to crash or the server to outright crash. So stay away from the psyker mutants, if you know what I mean, the ones with the special abilities. And be careful about some of the mutants' attack animations. For example, the Bloodsucker's tentacle grab, where he grabs a person's neck with his tentacles, has always crashed my server. Now, again, you might be lucky and it might not crash you. Again, this is a very unstable mod set. But again, you're free to play around with it. But I will encourage you, if you plan on making any missions with this stuff, make sure you grab a few people, put the mission file on your dedicated server, and just have them run through or fight any little feature you're going to add. Even if it's not related to Stalker, like when I was doing third-party scripting and stuff, have your people play with the scripts. Because something we noticed in the RPT files is the scripts get a feedback, they interact with something from the Stalker mod, and then it causes an infinite loop, which slowly starts to crash the server by taking more and more resources. So just be careful with that, guys. I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you test your missions if you want to use this stuff. But if you just want to see it, play around with it, see the mutants, by all means, go ahead. I am working on some mobile task force stuff for TSB. That'll be some SCP stuff in the future. But again, it's easier to play this mod with a larger group of people than a smaller group because, again, if one or two people from a smaller group crashes, that's more of their force gone, and then they can quickly get overwhelmed in how you balance this operation. You have to be nice as a Zeus. So feel free, like, if you see that a mutant's taking a shit ton of damage, because I'll be honest, there are some mutants in here that are literally invincible to bullets, but as soon as a tank shell goes through them, they die instantly. But just be a nice Zeus, okay, when you're using this stuff. But otherwise, guys, that's all I got. Again, the link to the download is in the description below. And I'm gonna be honest, guys. Don't ask me for tech support for this. I don't know. This was probably the project that has taken the most of my free time lately, and I'm actually kind of low key happy we're not doing anymore because this was causing me a headache, and everything else I'm going with right now, in terms of new projects, new logistical stuff. Having the spare time now, I can focus on Warcraft and editing the body pillow and other nefarious deeds. But otherwise, I think I've taken enough of your time. So thank you guys so much for listening, if indeed you still are. Go operate operationally. I hope you get a kick out of this mod. Again, it includes the the Chernobyl maps, the mutants, some anomaly stuff. That's pretty unique that you won't find anywhere else. And hopefully one day we'll take another crack at this. So cheers, guys, and have a good one.